one last time. This is our final day, well, days of our trip to Ireland.
Good morning. So apparently there are two 6:30s in a day, which was a bit of a shock to me and Tony, because we've had to get up at 6 a.m. to get the ferry back to, where are we going back to? Holyhead. There we go. Good last night we managed to find an Irish pub, got some beers in us, we went into town, didn't we? We got some proper food, and now this is when I get to play my favourite game, as you know, which is let's see how long it can take Tony to get all this stuff in his bike. Going alright? Maybe we shouldn't have bought all that shit. You like me? I've got one very packed pannier with the extender straps, and one without the extender straps with bugger all, apart from some. That's actually got basically my trousers, my waterproof trousers, a foot pump, and something else I can't remember. Not good in mornings. So fair play to the bikes, fair play to the bikes. Shouldn't talk when you haven't woke up. Done very well. The Meteor's been perfect for the roads here. Lots of twists and corners. At no point did I think it was the wrong bike to bring. In fact, I was actually very happy that I brought this bike. It's worked out very well indeed. The only thing I think I'd change about this bike is the suspension. The back, it's so stiff, and I think that's something I can adjust. So I'm not going to complain about this bike at all. In fact, I still very much love it, and it's done a great job of taking us all around Ireland. Tony, V-Strom, how do you think?
Yeah, very good.
Very good, isn't it? I think you've kind of found your way with this bike while you've been away, because you've still been getting used to weighting it, because it is, compared to them, very kind of top heavy. It really is. But I'll tell you what, for these kind of roads, because we've been averaging, you know, once you get on motorway, for example, 120 kilometres an hour, it's about 75 mile an hour. Kept that up without missing a beat, didn't it? Yesterday we did all right.
Pot front windy, it was fine.
Yeah, the only thing we had is we had one bit I thought there was something wrong with the engine on mine, because I'm going like, how do you I'm having to keep twisting harder and harder to just keep maintaining the speed. Turns out it was very windy. Yeah. It's hard to tell when there's so much wind noise going past you because you're tearing along anyway. But there you go. But no, I mean, I don't think we can really complain, can we? We've had a good old trip. We have been fed. Oh my boy, if you come to Ireland, just get used to being fed so much food. There's so much food going on. And it's always massive portions. Even last night, I had steak and chips effectively with two massive onion rings, not the rest of it, and I was stuffed at the end of it. Very rarely do you get to a point where you can actually need pudding. I think we've had pudding once, haven't we?
So, yeah.
And that was at Murphy's chain pub. But yeah, Ireland, do you like it then?
Amazing place.
Amazing. See, you can't fault that.
Absolutely fantastic.
It's a bit fresh this morning, isn't it? But you know, that will be being up at 6:30 in the morning. So we've got about 15 minutes from here to the ferry. There's a toll bridge, which according to the internet you don't have to pay for that on motorbikes, but we'll find out. Have you got any change near to hand just in case that turns out to be bollocks? I'll put some in my pocket so I can get at it. I don't know what I've got. Spent my oh no, there's no of any note there. I'll stick €5 in my pocket and then we've got it just in case. But yeah, we'll get down to Dublin ferry and then back to Holyhead. And then as a special bonus surprise, we found out that we told everybody coming back Saturday, and we're not, it's Friday today, so we get to have an extra night somewhere else. So we're going to stop in Tony's favourite hotel, which we can't mention in case his wife finds out, because she'll be very upset that we've gone without her. Oh dear, what a pity. Right, let's get on the road. Find this man some coffee. I don't know what's going off in my hair, and I don't need to know what's going off in my hair. See you later.
So yeah, this is our final day in Ireland. So we'd gone for a week, and as we said, we'd somehow cocked the planning up where we told everybody we'd be back on Saturday, and instead we were actually, this is Friday, we're about to go and get the ferry. And so you kind of got two choices at that point. You could go back early and fess up, or you could just have an extra day. So we opted to take the extra day. And the hotel, which we mustn't name, is the Oriole Hotel, which is in kind of mid-Wales, for want of a better thing. We booked that before we set off, and then we thought, well, that gives us an excuse to have a bit of a longer ride around Wales, and we like to ride around Wales. So we plan to basically go around Anglesey, come back through middle of Wales down A5 because we know we like that. We stop at Betws Coed, which you'll see as we go through, and then stay the night in the hotel. Kip, have a bit of a rest because, you know, it was an early start today to get back to the ferry at 6:30 in the morning. Like I said, I didn't know there were 2 of them in a day. Kind of chucked me that. But, you know, just stretch it out and have a nice ride back. But first, of course, you've got to get to Ferry. So this is us going down the outskirts. We'd stayed 15 minutes away. This road was just chock-a-block full of speed bumps for whatever reason. But, you know, on a motorbike, if you're lucky, they're not bumpy at sides. You can kind of cut around left-hand side of them, which is the thing I was taking advantage. But sun's up now. You can probably just see it last at sunrise, haze on the horizon. You can see the docks off to your right-hand side. Driving down parallel to water, and yep, there was a toll bridge. And the good news is, well, you don't have to pay. But look at those signs. Was it any clues at any point that I should have been in a particular lane on a motorbike? Because this fella, he kind of like, he waves us through, no problem there. But it's kind of like, you've come for the wrong lane. I'm like, well, how was I supposed to know? Well, that's gone wrong way. That's supposed to be over there, look. Well, yep. If we'd have been this way before, or you'd have got some signs or some clearance, something, then we'd have done it. But you know, fair play. Smile and a nod. Caesar's on his way, and of course that means we get to go over the little toll bridge. And I do like a nice bridge. Is this a nice bridge? Well, have a look, see what you think. I mean, it's got a boove on it, and it probably lifts up to let boats in and out. But I'm not sure it's a particularly appealing one. There's some appealing bridges later, don't worry. Everyone likes a nice bridge. And yeah, this is pretty much, if you look at it, if you remember the first part, we didn't come round this roundabout, we turned right before this building. So we knew it wasn't straight track, and for some reason sat navs give up on us. This is thing with Beeline. Occasionally it just decides you don't know where you're going. So I turned it off, and then we just followed his nose basically, and you can see, here we go. That looks like Stena Line back to UK, let's say, or back to England, or back to Wales in this case. So I spotted that and got in line way before the bloke in front, even though I was in the wrong thing. But it's easy, to be honest, to get back to Ferry Port at Dublin. It's relatively easy. Follow the signs, you can't really miss it. Like I say, if you're on bike, don't worry about toll bridge, you don't have to pay for that. We never did find out how much the motorways cost, because we avoided those, and we learnt that we probably shouldn't have. But, well, you know, I guess there's a reason to go back, just to answer that particular mystery. So this is us checking in.
Morning, love.
What's the name?
Lycett, Lycett.
Sorry?
Lycett. I'll open up, you can hear me now.
Yeah.
So I've got me and I should have, this is Rodis, R-O-D-D-I-S.
And what's this one?
Rodis, R-O-D-D-I-S. See if you got his ticket today. Oh, good news, you're coming with us.
Going home. So you're in lane number 11.
Which one, say?
11.
11,
Yep.
thank you. Right, I have to go in line, Tom. Thank you very much. There we go, Tom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This one here, look. Still clear. Next to me, not in front of me. Stop there. In line 11 because he's the first one's on. Let me get a coffee anyway. Oh, right, let's turn that off for the time being. What time's it now? 7. Depends what time the loader's on. Last time we got it, fucking they wanted to go straight away, didn't they?
Oh no, we're like.
Oh, what's that unshot about there today? Billy is that? Oh, you're going to put it on this side here. Yeah, it's the same story as before. If you look, you can see where things are. You've got to be in between the. We're going to be a new rotor.
And the bracket, you see.
Yep, got it.
You get enough room here, a little bit forward if you can. That's fine. That'll do it. Yeah.
No worries. Oh boy. Give me down at front, son. Funny figures, we're going to get separated when we get off now, son. Oi, oi, oi.
How do you find the video?
I like it.
Yeah?
It's good, yeah. I mean, I've not ridden the Harley for comparison, but it's easy going, good road bike.
Yeah?
It's got plenty of power, yeah.
Plenty of torque?
Yeah, it's a kind of twisted and go. Not very high top speed, about 80-ish, it's comfortable. More than that, you're pushing it.
Yeah, it is
But-
quick as you need anyway.
But it's just pushing around.
Yeah.
It just chugs along, basically. Easy enough.
Perfect for Irish roads.
Oh, round here it's been spot on. No issue whatsoever. Absolute doozy. Right, are we fastening these on or are they fastening them on? Oh, looks like we're fastening them on. Oh, we are? Yeah, they're fastening them on for us. I'm happy with that. Right. Get that right way down. Thank you. Oh, do you know, I always have trouble with these. Oh, I'll have to do. Oh, sorry, fella. My brain's on breakfast, unfortunately.
We've got fed below the masses.
There we go. We got on the ferry. That's incredible, healthy looking breakfast. I mean, that's every single one of them, 5 a day.
It goes to be expensive but necessary.
Oh yeah, no, it is. And you know, if you don't get straight for breakfast, what happens is like a million other people will get there, and then you'll be stood in one hell of a queue.
That's right.
So we've got, let's have a look how long until we sail. It's about 1:15. We've got half an hour to have breakfast. It's all good before the boat sets off. Right. let's get stuck into that because it won't eat itself.
So obviously I didn't film the entire ferry journey, and just as well, about 5 minutes after we finished his breakfast, we were surrounded by people desperate for somewhere to sit. And I think one family kind of said, "Oh, can we have your spot?" As we were getting up, because we thought there's no point sitting there, let somebody else have a go. And there must have been about 15 in a bit time we moved, and they surrounded us, and you've never seen food disappear so quickly. Honestly, we thought we had gone at it. And that ferry were packed because we're coming back on a Friday, and I think this is the day when everybody comes back or travels from Ireland to England or Wales again. Let me just get not stuck here. So you know, if you get that ferry prepared to go and find a corner and stake it for your own, otherwise you'll end up doing what me and Tony did, because well, once we moved to let somebody have the dinner, there were nowhere else to sit. We ended up sitting outside because the only space we could find, and watched Ireland disappear and then watched Wales come into view. And like I said, the plan was to ride over Anglesey, so this is basically us doing exactly that. We come out to Holyhead, we turn left onto Coast Road, and we said, right, we'll keep the coast on us left and we'll go wandering that back roads and see what we can find. And at times like this, it's nice. Look, you kind of come over Brownies Hill, and there you can see it. There's the sea bang in front of you, and I love to ride with the coast on my side. And obviously we got to do a lot of that in Ireland, and we're definitely going to do a bit of it in Wales. But if I'm honest, I think, and we talk about this later, me and Tony were sort of like coming down a bit from Ireland, which had been so amazing. So though Anglesey is nice, it's not quite as mind-blowing as bits of the Wild Atlantic Way, and certainly it's not as exciting as some other bits of Wales. So you know, it was nice. I think one of the problems with it is we tended to get stuck behind a bit of traffic, and then we got slowed down where, you know, we'd had wider roads we could go overtake. But it is what it is, isn't it? And of course we had to make time to go over the Menai Bridge, over the Menai Straits, because we do like a nice bridge, and this is us doing exactly that. And I like this one because there's something pleasing about that kind of era of architecture. I mean, look how solid these chains are holding this bridge up. I mean, that's over-engineered, isn't it? That's super strong. And then these bricks, it's like I don't want to say Victorian because I don't think it's Victorian, but it's got like a particular old England to it. You know, this is like almost steampunk-esque, for want of a better phrase. And of course it's 20 mph speed limit, so you get plenty of time to have a look at it as you're going across. It just fascinates me. I love the fact it's like no overtaking, like you need telling. There's no way to overtake. Madness. Don't do it. And then again, just this nice old building at the end of it where all, you know, suspension links, chains, whatever you want to call it, disappear off inside. So we got going, and yeah, I mean, we did actually stop here to go back and have a look at the bridge, but for the purpose of keeping things moving, this is us now. We've gone up the A55 for a bit, and we're now coming down the A5, and we know we love this road. I mean, and look, you can see why. It's got bends. You can go along a nice little clip. You've got the mountains on your side over there. You can't go wrong. I mean, it we're threatening rain, and of course it doesn't let us down. It does rain because we're in Wales, you know. It's like it happens to us regular. But at least for this bit, it kind of hived off, and we could just enjoy the view and go razzing down the roads and passing the sheep. And I do rate this, you know, if you come down, it don't take long for this road to turn good after you come off at A55. And it's a much nicer way to come back if you're coming back in our direction. Down A5, just follow it down towards Betws-y-Coed, and then across, you know, towards Clondalkin, and then through Middle Atlantic. You can go A55 and M56 and come around Manchester, but if you're on motorbikes, why would you want to go on all those motorways? There's no fun. Motorways are for cars. If you're in a car, put radio on, listen, and don't just slog it out. But we're on bikes, you want to look at the scenery. You want to smell the fresh air, the ferns and stuff at the side of the road. And the rain probably, if you're going through Wales, so you know, get used to that. And again, look, here again, these bikes are excelling. We've got more than enough poke, and lovely twisty roads. We're just gently tipping through, and we're just cruising. We're not racing. You know, we've got all the time in the world in this case, because we've got an extra day's holiday that we completely cooked up and forgot about. So here we are, we're just basically taking it in, taking this time and enjoying that ride. And you know, after we got up at silly o'clock in the morning, we needed to just take us time a bit while we attempted to remain awake. But look at it, it's stunning, isn't it? Absolutely stunning. And of course, what's great about this road is you go down, you've got mountains on one side, and then all of a sudden you come around the corner, and you've got this really great big lake on the other side. And again, just the joy of riding down this. And although this is Friday and it's early on, we're not really hitting that much traffic. On Anglesey, we just seem to get stuck behind slow cars and caravans and people pootling. And I think that's the danger when you take those slower coastal roads. That's what happens. You run into that kind of traffic. But not here, no, down A5 we got a fairly nice pace going off, and even though there's one or two things in front of us, there's nice big open stretches, you can see that road quite a long way. So if you need to get round, it's not a problem, you can get round. And again, both V-Strom and Super Meteor, more than enough power to do it. And you can hear I'm just reveling in this. Of course I am. So here we go, we're into Betws-y-Coed now. You know, you can see because there's all the outdoor shops and there's people dressed up. I mean, remember this is July, it looks a bit overcast here, so it was warm, don't get me wrong, but a bit grey. And again, pace of traffic dropped down a bit because everyone's come to have a look at Betws-y-Coed, all having a nosy in shops and bits and pieces. If you ever need any outdoor gear, trust me, you've got plenty of choices here. No trouble whatsoever. And we thought this was going on for about 3 o'clock, so I've obviously chopped this down. We spent quite a while on the ferry. It takes about 3 hours, and then riding across here took another good couple. So by the time we got into here, we were coming around to about 3 o'clock-ish. So, you know, it's amazing how quick time goes when you're just kind of pootling along and enjoying the view. But I do like to stop here. I like to stop here, and I like to stop at Llangollen. There's bike parking. We're turning in left here opposite this Londis and bits and shops, and if you've been down here you'll know this is where the railway station is. You know, you've got to let them in now and again, haven't you? But yeah, we parked up here and then we stopped and went looking for a bit of something to eat because that's what we were doing.
So we've just come down the A5, past all the mountains, down to Betws-y-Coed, which we very much like. What's going on from my hat? That's mad. And we've stopped at the stables. See, look, there's Tony, there's the stables. And now last time we came, we had to queue for an hour to get in. How long do we wait today?
Literally 2 minutes.
We just walked in and we found the table.
QR code straight in.
It turns out if you come in when it's wet and it's not very nice, and it's also past lunchtime, it's going off at 3 o'clock, you get in with much easier, much quicker. Yeah. So we've ordered. Do you have that steak and ale pie? What did you go for?
Lasagna.
Lasagna, because you wanted the shepherd's pie, yeah, but it's a go.
Yeah.
Now, so we've done Ireland and we've gone around Anglesey. Gotta say, I don't think we can recommend Anglesey.
No, Anglesey.
I suppose what it is we're kind of coming down from Anglesey, so coming down from Ireland, so we come around Anglesey. They were nice bits, weren't they? But yeah, still nothing we feel we should rush back to.
Yeah.
And as soon as you come through Bangor and go to A5 and come down here, all of a sudden it gets brilliant again. So basically, I think this is where you should come.
Yeah.
Skip Anglesey.
That and is it Clanberry's Pass?
No, we haven't been at Clanberry's Pass.
That's the other one, yeah.
We could have gone the other way, but I didn't think you fancied extra mileage.
No.
So we're gonna have something to eat. So we'll have something to eat here.
We're both very tired.
Yeah, I'm okay. So I've said it 6 a.m. start, and it's 3 o'clock, so it's probably bedtime now. It's just got to laugh, ain't you? But no, we'll have something to eat, and then we'll get back. It'll be fine. Oh boy. But a nice little ride back through Welsh countryside will be to your favourite hotel, so that better be good for us or else.
Yeah, definitely.
And it should be fine. Yeah. So I'm going to swap bashes, we've got 50 minutes of footage, and hopefully we can capture a little bit of that ride and what's preventing it to.
Over and out.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
So yeah, we come out back onto A5, and then we saw this mountain road. We cut up onto it, and what a road this was! And there were nobody on it. We had this to ourselves, and look, nice bends you can see off into the distance. It's moorlands because you climb quite high. You come up and up and up and up at the start, but just a lovely little road. I think it ends up coming back towards, well, it won't be coming back towards Barla, but all I can tell you is I'll look it up at some point. It was a great road, and you could tell it were popular with bikes because there were plenty of like warning signs at the bottom, and there were 1 or 2 places where you could see telltale people had left a bit of a skid mark in road, hitting brakes because they were going round something when they shouldn't have been. But yeah, no, this were again. I love it when you get a road like this and you just zone out. You know, you can tell for once I'm leading and I'm in front. So I've got sat nav, so Tony's following me, and we're just trying to find long way back to this hotel, like take the scenic route and have a nosy, see what we could see. Yeah, it's a really short line going through. Anywhere you can park, that's the level point. Parking, that's the loading bay, that's disabled parking. That's it. I don't think it's going to have to be that locked up. I mean, I'm going to put chain. Ta-da! Oriole Hotel. I don't know about you, but I think that's enough motorbikes for one day, Tony.
Without a doubt, mate. Without a doubt.
6 AM start's a killer. So, after a bit of a run down from Betws-y-Coed, we've arrived at the Oriole Hotel. We did some good back roads, enjoyed that, especially that road over towards Denby Castle. This is Tony's favourite hotel, he tells me. It's actually pretty good, nice big room, can't complain about that. And as far as I'm concerned, they've got tea, not Yorkshire sadly, but biscuits. Now we get extra points for biscuits, so they're definitely getting some points for that. I'm not sure which side Tony normally stays on because I have to say the view is not super inspiring, but the hotel seems nice enough, and the receptionist made sure we got booked in for dinner, so maybe that's the trick. We'll get booked in for dinner and we'll be okay. So yeah, that's the end of this day. We're going to try and tidy ourselves up a bit so we're presentable for tea, and then we've got 1 day's riding to get back. What's interesting is I enjoyed the roads in Ireland, but I still love the roads in Wales, so you can't go wrong. What a trip. Anyway, we'll call it quits for the day and we'll try again tomorrow. Well, we'll see what the ride back is going to be like. Try and find a different route than the one we usually go. Ta-da, bye.
Yeah.
So normally every day I take piss out of you packing.
Yeah.
So I thought this time what I'd do is I'd record myself packing so we can see how it goes.
Okay.
So it goes like this, look. Here's my helmet. Helmet goes on the back of the bike. This is the pannier. Bear with me. Undo the pannier, 1. Undo the pannier, number 2. Alright, we'll have a race if you like. See if you can pack quicker than I can. You undo that. Today we've got whiskey and my packet. This is the wettest. Yeah, I know what you're saying. Let's turn that in sideways. This is the difficult bit. I kind of push that down as much as I can. Is it on top of the whiskey? Probably on top of the whiskey. And then you have to pull the inside of the bag, I've discovered. Then we do the zippity-doo-dah. There we go. Squeeze the air out. I like to try and get the zip underneath because it makes it less obvious it can be opened, and I don't want it full of water. Then we put that in there. And that's in there. 2. And that's it. Now we can watch Tony pack his bags. I travel so much lighter, it's mad, isn't it? Oh, actually no. So I said I was done, but I wasn't done because I hadn't took the chain off. So we'll take the chain off. There we go. Then we're done. Let's not forget to leave the chain on.
Is it your turn to move with the chain and put...
We have had an incident to that, haven't we, Tony?
Yeah. I thought I got away with that, I do not.
When we left Holyhead. We changed it up because the neighbour looked alright, but you know, you're never quite sure with bikes. It's always best to do something into it. Well, I didn't notice, I didn't even think, because we'd done that thing again where we'd started early. Right, that goes in there. And that goes in there, to quote Jarvis Cocker. Right, and now we're done. There we go. Now we can watch Tony Pike.
Yeah, sorry.
You're alright. Oh, and I've not put my hat back in my rucksack, so let's do that. See, I'm taking this, I'm just as bad. I do have to wear the hat now because my hair's so long. Because I've been growing it just because I'm old and I've wanted to see what happened. If I don't wear the hat, I look like I've been dragged out of bed. Ambulance?
I thought it was a police car, to be fair, but it's one of those car ambulances.
Oh, it could be paramedic. So it's a police car. Well, there's no good noise, is there, when that's going off?
No.
Either someone's in trouble or someone's in trouble.
Yeah.
Oh, so we stayed here last night at the Oriole Hotel, and do you know what? This is one of Tony's favourite hotels, and I can absolutely see why. It was reasonably priced. Very large breakfast. The breakfast was amazing, to be fair. Gigantic rooms. Not too expensive at the bar last time. About $5 at a pint. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not.
I think about 6.
Well, you were drinking that expensive stuff, while I was drinking cider, but it was about $5 a pint for cider. You're next to the road, so if you want to go down into the village, it's about a 10-15 minute walk from looks of it. We didn't do that because we came on up motorbikes. But lovely little garden, and like I said, really friendly staff. So yeah, I recommend the Oriole Hotel. It was good. It was 80 quid for a night, which isn't cheap, but equally for what you get, you can't argue, can you? Right, we have got the sat-nav planned. Let's plug that in so it's on the bike. I will turn it on. There we go, let's figure itself out. It's going to be, so let's get this right in this head. So we're going to go via Llangollen, up to Ruabon,
Yep.
up to Bangor-on-Dee. That's going to bring us back down, and eventually we're going to get to Congleton. Round Congleton, and then we know our way back from there pretty much.
Yeah.
A54 up to Buxton. We're out back of Buxton, so we don't have to go through it. Up past Harper Hill, down through Tideswell, and basically back through Hope Valley. So we're back on familiar ground there. Well, like I say, we feel like we need a leg stretch, and I think that we've learned from this trip that if your legs start aching, have a stretch, does you good. Don't try and push through it. We did have to push through it once or twice, and not in a great rush to do that again. But broadly, you know, it's going to take us time going back because, well, in my case, Sonia's not waiting for me. She's down with in-laws. I don't want to bike too late though, because I want to do, because when we get back, the bike's going to need a wash. It's covered in crap, bird shite, all stuff. Well, shall I lift your gear top? Yeah, see, something I honestly do think that it's good for married couples to have just a week off each other now and again.
Yeah.
So they can miss each other a bit.
Yeah, definitely. I like that with New York. I mean, he didn't even have, yeah, did have guys. Especially she went to Withering and said he had nobody, and that was a bit crap. Didn't have no dog, no note.
You could have come and seen me.
When she went to New York, all I do was had to feed Darcy fish sticks, and she was well happy. She totally forgot about mother then.
Oh, fish sticks. Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
with
that's
fish
it's funny,
sticks,
isn't it? Our dogs can be appeased by basically food. Equally, men can be appeased by food and beer. It's fairly
Yeah.
straightforward.
Yep.
Feeling sad? Here's a bacon sandwich.
Yep. I'm shocking with that.
Alright, let's have a just check. So we've got keys, we've got camera, sat nav's plugged in. Don't know where my house keys are. I think I put them in that bag, but that's alright. Oh, they're in the pockets of my trousers, but I'll be alright. I'll have to unpack the other side. So that side's got clothes and whiskey in it now. This side's got the waterproof trousers and the tools and the foot pump. I can't help myself, I'm organised. You ready for a run back?
Yeah.
Good work. Right, okay, we'll pause there and we'll get back on the road.
So, yeah, I mean, we roughly not route back because we've done it quite a lot of times, but we decided to go over the Horseshoe Pass. We were going to go and stop at that place at the top, the Ponderosa. It was still open at this point. In fact, I think it's shut down, but I don't know if it hasn't reopened again. But it's a nice run down here because you get to see right down from one side of the valley to other, and you come down. You know, the only catch is we got this fella in front. We were kind of pootling along, and sometimes Tony needs a little bit of encouragement to overtake. But I was trying to encourage him over the intercom, but don't worry, in a moment somebody does something which makes Tony realise that he's on a motorbike and he can go around things. But it's good because I like it. Like I say, you come down into the valley, you basically just slowly come down and slowly come down and slowly come down. You've got a lovely view off to your left, and there's plenty of things to see. And of course, when you get to the bottom, get to Clongocklin. Way! He took me by surprise, and then Tony's like, "Oh, hang on. Oh yeah, shit, we're on motorbikes, we can go around things." And at which point we went past the geriatrics in this car who were just having a little of a tootle. It's okay to have a slow drive, that's totally fine, but don't block road up for every bugger else. And like I said, I just love the descent into this valley. You pass all sorts. There's like little breweries and campsites. I think there's an abbey at one bit. I could be wrong. I'm sure there's some off to us left, and you just kind of come in and out of these little glades of trees. And look, despite the fact we're in Wales, the sun's actually out for a bit, and it stopped raining. The day we're looking up. And again, we compressed this down because we didn't rush off it morning, because I think we both needed a good night's sleep. But it had done a world of good, that, because we were feeling bright and buoyant, and we were quite enjoying the ride again. Whereas the day before, I think we'd been stuck behind so much traffic, it was a bit of a slog. Still nice to see the mountains though. Fairly certain that was a Reliant Robin going the other way. But look, mountains and valleys and all sorts. It's good stuff. You've got to enjoy it. And I can hear myself whittling away to Tony, but I've got no idea what I'm saying because it never picks up very well on the camera. Anyhow, we got past Clonglock and we did stop for a cuppa, of course. And then it decided to have a bit of a rain on us, but you were alright because at this point I'm taking lead, and we're showing Tony we can go past things if we want to again. So you know, we got a fairly nice pace on at this point. Why not speed limits, of course, because there's still quite a few places where there's cameras and there's slower speed limits. But when this road is nice and open like this, like 60 mile an hour zone, yeah, just get going, just enjoy it. And I kind of got it back in my head, this idea that we'd make our way back and we'd stop at the Yonderman and do a bit of a debrief, and you'll be pleased to hear that. While it was a burgeoning idea at this point in the ride, it actually became a reality. So, you know, stay to the end, because me and Tony do have a bit of a chat about what his favourite bits were and the things that we liked. And again, bikes aren't bubbly here. This guy's kind of pootling a little bit, but you know, that's no problem on a motorbike. He's just like, well, you're pootling here, see you later. And yeah, when I'm watching footage back now, I spotted signs at the side of the road warning me about traffic lights. And I think I'd spotted them here, but he was like, yeah, I'm out of traffic, and I've come to a crushing halt. And it's always a thing, like you pull in front, but there's a pulled up, obviously, lights were changing, so sometimes you pull in front and you're not stuck behind them for a bit, but in this case, no, I just had to follow in for a little bit. So we're cutting around, and I think we're ready, basically at this point, we're heading towards Congleton, because we know us way from there. But yeah, roadworks and lights, what can you do? Not a lot. In fact, looking at this is the A54 towards Buxton, so this is after Congleton. So yes, I've curtailed this down just a little bit. And again, that's on the open road. Once you get around them, you can soon find a bit. You don't need a lot, and it's quite good at overtaking Meteor. You just make sure you're ready, you're in right gear. A little bit of planning required, but you know, it's plenty of torque and plenty of pull. So you can just like chop it down a gear and off you go. Open it up. But we're definitely back on home straight here. So this is the other side of Buxton as we're coming down. This will be A6, I'm guessing, towards between Buxton and Bakewell. Because I recognise this bit, so the bit will be turning off to his left to go down towards Tideswell. It sounds like I'm singing a song here. I don't know what song I'm singing. Sounds a bit like National Express, bit Divine Comedy. Yep, we're getting closer to Yonderman now, look, so we're coming through Tideswell. Tideswell's a lovely spot to go and visit. Go see Cathedral. Used to be a rock polishing shop which was opposite Cathedral, but I think that's gone now. But just one word of warning as you come through Tideswell. If you go through, you know, any day where people are going to pay it a visit, the parking does get kind of astonishing, and it does get quite tight. So I mean, here, look, it's barely one lane coming through. You turn around to right here to go past this little cafes and stuff on left, and then you come out next to Tideswell Cathedral. But this bit here, oh man, you've got to have your eyes open, because there's always someone coming down your way. Look, first one's obviously seen me and he's across onto it right, but next one, he earns a beep beep. Yeah, you cross the road, you fucker, in my road Yorkshire parlance. And again, they're just on your side of the road and they don't pay attention to bikes, so you've got to keep your eyes up and make sure they don't take you off. But aye. Well, what else would you have a stag do other than a stag set? Better. We're going to sit outside. I'm a bit close there. Turn it up, lad. That's it. Now back up. Keep going back, keep going back, keep going back. Straighten up, straighten up, straighten up, straighten up, straighten up, straighten up. And side stand. Don't forget your side stand. I'm not picking it up. No. Oh. So we've stopped, and this we're going to consider this the official end of the trip, even though me and Tony have got to ride home, because we've come to the ornament, and we started at the ornament, Tony, didn't we? And we wound up at the ornament, didn't we? So we've ridden now across from North Wales. Usual route. We had one or two incidents. You got told off for having a wee wee. Let's not speak about that. While I was changing the SD card in the camera because I wanted to capture some of the footage. Then we got stuck behind traffic as we come out top of A53, yeah. Which is a shame, 'cause it's a lovely road that, but everyone were tootling along today. So, in the world it used to be Sunday drivers, and now it's actually Saturday drivers. Who'd have thunk it? But we came that way because we wanted to avoid worst of the traffic, because we knew we'd hit traffic. And we've done alright as a rule. But anyway, so I now need to ask my conspirator and colleague, Tony, here. Of all the trip then, what are your top three? Oh, you haven't even had a chance to think about it.
Healy Pass.
Healy Pass, I would agree, that's got to be up there. Ringabeara, which you have to get to the Healy Pass via the Ringabeara, so that's good.
So toss between Ring of Kerry or Connors Pass.
Now it's interesting because I weren't asking about the roads necessarily, but you chose 3 roads.
Yeah.
So I mean, oh, okay. So road-wise, you can't really go wrong. If you go over Connor Pass to Dingle, that was something else. As was coming back the other way. That takes you round to the Ring of Kerry. I think that's brilliant. And then onto the Ring of Bear, amusingly. So if you want Tony's top 3, basically they're all packed very closely together.
Yeah.
What we learned about Ireland is it's a lot bigger than we thought. It's like really a lot bigger than we thought.
It's an amazing country. It's absolutely.
It took us everywhere,
fantastic.
and it was amazing. So broadly, food was great, the people were great, in that order.
Everything about it.
The roads were good quality, the towns.
Oh,
were
and mainly,
run
yeah.
down. We hit traffic in Dublin, and their traffic light's interminable. It takes 30 minutes. But your top 3 were effectively roads. Top best meal. That's the challenge.
That brioche burger we had after Ring of Kerry, or Ring of Bear.
So we come down. We stopped that pub just because we were hungry, and out of nowhere, those burgers were like literally as big as his heads in a brioche bun.
Yeah.
Handmade burgers. We like a little bit bizarrely of Dijon mustard, but just incredible. In fact, I'd have one. That's the burger I will dream about every time I fancy a burger.
Yeah, definitely.
It's a long way. So so now good. So my top 3 were Guinness, Tullamore Dew, and basically the food everywhere we went. We really couldn't go wrong with it. It was brilliant. But no, in terms of roads, I enjoyed that run we had up to Lochray, because we suddenly got on that twisty road towards the end.
Yeah, that was kind of fun. And buzzing my tits off.
Ring of Kerry was fabulous, but we just went, if you go round the other way, don't go anti-clockwise because you get stuck behind the coaches. Not real shame. But Ring of Bear there, everyone told us, like, oh, Ring of Bear is better. And actually, I think Ring of Bear probably takes highlights at trip. You've got to kind of go down there. And bumping into my friend Matt. I've not seen him for many years, and that was a tonic. You got to have a walk around Greystones. You enjoyed that, and it's been great. So, in summary, if you're tempted to go to Ireland, then you should. In fact, don't even get tempted by it. Just go it. Get on the bike, go. It's a long way. Don't know what we did, where we only took 2 weeks. When we took it over like 5 days. Do a couple of weeks, because you'll need longer than you think, and it's bigger than you think. And once you get there, you'll be looked after, you'll be fed in ways you just can't understand. You don't get those kind of meals in the UK, do you?
I'm not looking at camera because I'm totally jet lagged, so
you're a bit even with that good night's kip of that hotel, your favourite hotel, still a bit knackered. Like, if you do it and take a couple of days just to rest, because we didn't, and now I think we should have. But yeah, can't go on. So Tony, any final parting comments?
Fantastic holiday, one of the best holidays I've ever had.
Yeah, I see, you can't say fairer than that. And of course, we're happy now. Yonderman's, we have a good cake today, and even had fried breakfast and a very pasty cup of tea, but you know, you can't have everything. Have you made that?
Yeah, yep.
This is what happens when we get talking. I get talking and everyone don't finish the meal. So yeah, that's the end of mine and Tony's Irish holiday, apart from the drive back to Sheffield, but all good. Hope you enjoyed. See you next time. Where are we going next, Tony? Isle of Man?
Yep.
Isle of Man, I think. Bye bye.